We haven't seen it so far.
We haven't seen it so far. He's always a threat with his pace, of course, and he has not been in the game as much as Rangers would have liked. I think, to be honest, a big miss for Rangers as well would be Craig Moore. I think he's a huge player for them, captain of the side. He leads by example, and he's a leader on the pitch for them, and I just think they're really missing him at the moment. I think he would deal better with Brewster than Berg and Ball. I think they're a bit indecisive at the moment, who's to pick him up and who's going to pick the ball.
Wilson's header. Capuscio has it. Stephen Hughes. And that's forgettable, really, by his standards. Never looked like working the goalkeeper.
Scored a couple of great goals recently, of course, hasn't he? And expects to even do a bit better than that. It's one to forget about.
It's the old confidence game, isn't it? And for some Rangers players at the moment, it's seeping away.
Yeah.
More from the Dunfermline technical area, Chick.
Yeah, Jimmy Calderwood just having a go at his front players at Brewster and Crawford to keep harrying the Rangers defenders when they're on the ball. You can see exactly what's come out of that there with Rickson, but he was just telling the players to keep having a go at the Rangers defence. Don't let them settle when they're coming out and press the game all the time. And that's exactly what happened there.
No booking for Fernando Rickson, but he's certainly getting the verbal treatment from Alan Phelan, and there's why, because a blatant obstruction on Stevie Crawford. And well, Rickson wants to have more to say about it, so just when you thought he was going to escape without a yellow card, he's talked his way into the book.
And he's got to be careful there, Rob. He's got to be careful.
He could turn it into a red shortly if he keeps going.
Michael Mole's got to get him out of the situation and move him away from it.
It's no coincidence, is it, that if there's trouble brewing, Fernando Rickson will be at the centre of it. Well, that's a yellow card for him just 28 minutes in. Darren Young's free kick. Brewster's header. Good defending from Michael Ball. He got a knock for his troubles as well. It was a brave one, he had to get there.
Good defending from Michael Ball there. Again, set pieces causing all sorts of problems. I said at the top of the programme, the height advantage is so much bigger for Dunfermline, and they're using it to their advantage today. They've also been speaking about that before the game. Jimmy Calder and get balls in the box.
Just been looking at Henning Berg, Derek. He looks really precarious on the surface. He looks not comfortable at all with what's underneath his boots here, and it's influencing the way he's playing.
I think not just him, but the back guys as well. Even the Dunfermline guys are a bit unsteady on their feet. From experience playing on it, it's not great for defenders to turn on.
Even Torvill Dean would struggle on this. Well, Rickson was on the wrong end of a blast from Alan Phelan, and I think Chickie's been getting the old hairdryer from Alec McLeish as well.
He certainly has. He just had a shout, calm down, no more, the very words across to Rickson, just to get the red mist away in front of his eyes.
No more adjectives involved in that, no?
Yeah, I can give a few if you want.
Maybe you better not. Chris Burke against Lee Bullen, corner kick. That's Rangers' first corner with nearly half an hour gone.
Incredible. Team like Rangers only having one corner so far. But again, young Burke being very positive and getting his side a corner kick.
Rangers looking to square the game. Paolo Vanoli's corner. Good play in defence from Andrea Skerla. Fernando Rickson's shot deflected. It's another corner. But like buses, they don't come along very often, then you get two at once.
That's a better spell for Rangers, isn't it? They start to put a bit of pressure on the back guys of Dunfermline. It took a long time for them to get there, half an hour gone in the game, but they're getting there now.
Rangers desperately want to close the 8-point gap at the top to 5. They need a goal back. Burke's corner, Bullen's header. It's dropping for Rickson. The miss-hit shot. Stevie Crawford prods it clear. And the shooting chance wasn't snapped up at all by Rickson. Michael Moles, Stephen Hughes. Useful for Lovenkrands. Thumped away by Wilson. To Brewster. Never wastes the ball, Craig Brewster. Darren Young into the channel for Stevie Crawford. Harry Nicholson darting into the box. Derek Young's there as well, supporting Brewster. Wilson to Bullen. Dunfermline high on confidence here after a very impressive first half showing. Andreas Skerla gave it away. Hughes to Moles. Not too many options there for Moles. Looking around him and himself in desperation. Turns away from Todd. Burst of pace, but overran it. Wilson intercepted. Hughes to Vanoli and out. Is the artificial pitch influencing the game? Yes or no? Text us on 07736 600 600. I think I have a fair idea what the percentage might be at half time.
Yeah, quite good.
Nearly 33 minutes gone. Stevie Crawford's goal separates these two 4 minutes in as he lifted the ball over Stefan Kloss and into the Rangers net. Arsenal one up against Blackburn. Arsenal looking to go back on top of the Premiership. Dennis Bergkamp scored the goal there. That's out. Not too much has gone wrong on this pitch for Dunfermline so far. Derek Young with 2 goals in his last 2 games against Aberdeen and Hearts. That's his brother Darren to Craig Brewster. Which one's the sensible one? Is there not one?
Without doubt, Darren. Derek's not the shyest.
That's good play from Darren Young. Final ball wasn't quite there for him under pressure, but he's been very strong and very influential in that central area so far for Dunfermline.
The modern day midfield player, Rob. Excellent getting from box to box, great fitness levels.
Brixton to Malcolm. There's not too much happening for Rangers off the ball. For the man in possession, that's been a feature in the first half. It's been that blank look on the face of the player on the ball. Give me some options. The pace of Chris Burke is a definite option. That's great defending from Scott Wilson, covering across, timing it right.
It's a fantastic ball through from Michael Ball.
You'd have been proud of that interception yourself. Stevie Crawford's shot.
There we see it again, Rob, the flick off of Craig Brewster. Stevie Crawford getting another shot. You know, between them already this half have maybe had 8 shots on target, 1 as a goal, and he's caused them all sorts of problems. I think Alan McLeish will have to have something sorted at half time because there's still an indecision between who's going to go and challenge Brewster for the ball.
Paolo Vanoli. Was intended for Chris Burke. Never looked like getting through though. Brewster holds it up, keeps possession, has a look, looking to link. This time Bob Malcolm's in the way. But Craig Brewster has been absolutely outstanding for Dunfermline in the first half. Only 3 goals for him this season, but he does so much more.
Yeah, he's a great player for Stevie Crawford, isn't he? You know, he's all the experience in the world now to play, and you know, he doesn't run about as much as he used to, but he's still a great player for him.
Dunfermline's throw. Brewster in a hurry. Derek Young onto it. There's Vanoli. Stephen Hughes does well to direct the loose ball towards Chris Burke. Bad challenge by Skerla on Burke. Free kick. It was a good one from a Dunfermline point of view, because if he hadn't got him, he was off.
Yeah, sometimes that's a good free kick just to slow the play down. Rangers were on the counter-attack there. Actually noticed to put Chris Buck to the left side, the left wing, and they put Lovencrams on the right-hand side here, just to try and change it, see if they can create an opening for themselves.
Basically, it wasn't working the other way then, was it?
Nothing was happening.
Ball from Michael Ball. Scott Wilson was on the end of it, Bob Malcolm, and then Andy Todd. Berg. Down the line from Vanoli, no chance for Burke. Flicked away by Nicholson. Ball tries again. It's beyond Michael Moles, leaving the striker with little chance of catching it. Just signs that Rangers are getting a little bit of encouragement and getting the chance to take the initiative away from Dunfermline. What's Jimmy Calderwood saying, Chick?
Oh, I couldn't possibly repeat it word for word in a family programme, but he's certainly angry now at Dunfermline. Maybe he senses a turning of the tide as well, Rob. He's having a go at his defence for just giving the ball away, getting rid of it, not playing it to feet. Certainly McLeish was accusing his own team of that earlier on. Now it's gone the other way, and he's certainly up the blood pressure a little bit.
They've started well, Dunfermline, Derek, but they have to maintain it.
Yeah, I think Rangers are keeping back into the match now. I think Jimmy Calder was, maybe saying that Dunfermline took the foot off the pedal a wee bit, and I think that's what he's just so annoyed about.
Free kick given against Capuscio. He reckoned that was a decent challenge to win the ball. Alan Freeland didn't.
Yeah, I think it was a free kick. Alan Freeland was in a good position as well to see that.
Wilson's free kick. Andy Todd was up, and Craig Brewster wasn't far away from getting the killer touch here.
Again, another straight ball down the middle. Didn't deal with it very well, Rangers defensively there.
It's not hugely scientific, this, is it, from Dunfermline? It's pretty simple stuff, but it's proving very effective against the Rangers defence.
Don't get me wrong, they can pass it as well, Rob, they can pass it well, but they've got a great mix-up in their game that they can play a long ball if need be, and it's a great out for them.
It was a great bit of ball winning from Scott Wilson. Now Dunfermline on the move again with Stevie Crawford. The pressure from Michael Ball, made sure the pass didn't find its target, Barry Nicholson. A disappointing pass from Chris Burke. And that takes the pressure right off Dunfermline. In the 40th minute at East End Park, Dunfermline 1, Rangers 0. Berg wins against Brewster.
Yeah, that's more like it for Hennenberg, more aggressive attacking the ball there against Craig Brewster. That was well done from Hennenberg there.
As I said, Craig Brewster out of contract at the end of the season. Players like Wilson and Stilley and Bullen in a similar position, and big decisions to be made by the home team here as to what they do as regards contracts, and those sort of discussions, of course, are going on all around the country at the moment. Dunfermline with some pretty heavy debts.
Spoke to Jim Leishman before the game, Rob, and he was saying that, like every other club, they'll have to look at the finances at the end of the season and see what happens without the contract players. I think every club in Scotland is in that position at the moment.
Andy Todd, Barry Nicholson. Dunfermline keep it well with simple passes, and now try to pressurise the Rangers' central defence again. Hughes to Rickson. Vanoli lofts it up for Michael Moles. But that sort of ball has been no great problem so far for the home team.
There's such big guys in there, aren't they? Wilson and Todd, that Michael Moles doesn't have a chance when the ball's knocked up in the air like that. It has to be into his chest and into his feet. That's when he's at his best.
And it's the pressing game from Dunfermline, which gets them the ball back. Mason, Wilson and Stilley. Just 3.5 minutes of regulation time remaining in the first half. Nixon to Lovencrantz. And again, it's excellent defensive play from Scott Wilson.
Yeah, good cover play with Scott Wilson. She's the danger.
Todd's headed away this time. Derek Young, Darren Young, Gary Mason, Lee Bullen. Played up for Craig Brewster. Capuscio looking for Lovencrantz. Well read by Lee Bullen. Given away for once by Scott Wilson. Won back by Barry Nicholson against Chris Buck. Brewster and Crawford link so well. Strength there from Stevie Crawford as well to hold off the Bob Malcolm challenge. Well, if you're a Dunfermline fan, you'll be loving this.
Overall, I think they have deserved the lead in the game, Rob, but I'm really impressed. Obviously, Brewster and Crawford are influential when things are happening, but overall the possession play's been great as well with Darren Young, Derek Young and Mason and Barry Nicholson in the middle of the park, keep the ball great times. I think that's the benefit of training on this every day. They have an advantage, without doubt.
Malcolm, Moles, Wixon. His own personal fan club, just a few yards away from him in this near touchline. Moles plays it through. Capuscio wasn't on the move. It all fizzles out.
It's the story of the half so far for Rangers, isn't it? Get to the final third and it just hasn't happened from in there.
It's when you think that Derek Stilley hasn't had a save to make. That's Andy Todd, keeping it simple, driving it forward. Gary Mason was hitching a ride there for a minute with Capuscio. Peter Lovencrantz finally halted by Mason. Darren Young for Stevie Crawford. Turns back looking for reinforcements. It was intended for Nicholson. Scrappy stuff in the last couple of minutes. A Rangers free kick and a minute to be added in about 15 seconds time.
Just lands awkwardly on it there. He's up. He's okay for a spot. That's good news for Rangers. He's up. He's fine.
Free kick given against Mason. .45 minutes played. One more to go before the half-time whistle. Darren Young looking more and more in control of this game in central midfield. Brewster linking play together. Lee Bullen's cross and Chris Burke escorts it on its way behind.
Yeah, some good play again from Dunfermline. Delivery not as good as we'd like, but the approach play was excellent, and getting the ball into the box was the threat all day, and just for that time it didn't happen for them.
This could be a very significant day in terms of where the championship is going. I know you're screaming at your telly saying it's only December, but if Celtic are to maintain their 8-point lead, then it could be hugely influential. 1-0 Dunfermline at half-time. Here's Jimmy Nicholl.
Jimmy? Jimmy, are you happy with that?
I certainly are. It was good to get an early goal, just to settle everybody in over. We're a wee bit anxious before the game, and Rangers will be at the top of the game to come back after the disappointment, but we've settled down all right. We've kept the ball a wee bit better at the end of the first half there, but I think we could have the second one. I don't know if it was a penalty kick or not.
And you're dealing with the better of the pitch, aren't you?
Sorry?
You're dealing better with the surface, aren't you?
Well, everybody's going to say it because we use it all the time, you know, but it's still going to be a threat the second half, but just have to keep concentrating at the back.
All right, John.
Chip can only do 2 questions to Jimmy Nicholl because he's usually out of puff by the time he reaches the dressing room. Nicholl moves so quickly. Route 1 for the only goal so far. Derek Stilley, Craig Brewster, Stevie Crawford, 1-0, 4 minutes gone. Rangers with big problems, but these Dunfermline fans couldn't be happier.
And at this stage, you'd have to say a first league win since 1972 is very much on the cards. Dunfermline leading 1-0 and well worthy of it, Gordon.
Yeah, it is on the cards. I think Rangers are going to have to improve the second half. I think they've taken a long time to get to grips with the field. Found themselves 1-0 down to start with anyway, but they haven't really created enough at all, Rangers. I mean, it's been very disappointing, I'm sure, for Rangers fans watching this today. They expected their team to bounce back from Tuesday night, you know, a lot of effort and determination needed, but that doesn't seem to be there so far, and I've no doubt that the pitch has got something to do with it. They find it difficult to play on it, but I do feel that you know, Dunfermline have been worthy of the lead.
Yeah, let me ask Stuart about the pitch. You played on it, Stuart, and you're looking to see it's our first live match on the surface, whether it's a factor. Is it just that Dunfermline are coping with it better than Rangers?
Well, they have the advantage that they train it on a regular basis. I think you can see that Rangers are struggling to adapt. They haven't quite worked out the best way to play. I think that Dunfermline, their passing has been crisper and more accurate. They play the ball to feet, because if you play it in behind, the ball does tend to skid through. It's you know, it's got to be a passing game to have any joy in it. I mean, I didn't enjoy playing on the pitch, I have to be honest, but you have to cope. We're only there once a season, possibly 2 times, and that's all. And I think clearly Dunfermline have used the ball better. You know, they know how to play on the surface, but they've just been the better team. They've just been the better team in all areas of the pitch.
Yeah, I think that's important. Let's not let the surface cloud the issue, and that is that Dunfermline are the better side and well worthy of their 1-0 win. Back with highlights of that first half later, but let's turn our attention now to yesterday's other Bank of Scotland Premier League matches, particularly at Firhill, the clash of the bottom 2, of course. Bizarre reports coming out of Firhill before kick-off yesterday that were Thistle to win, the job would be given to Derek White and Jerry Britton. Well, Cerridon Idson went along early to seek out the fans' opinion.
The patient isn't yet in intensive care, but Partick knew a defeat yesterday would seriously threaten life in the Premier League, and the fans are also wondering who's the best man to lead the battle for survival.
I would actually bring Lambie back for the rest of the season and bring Collins back as the coach.
Well, I think John McCormick from Morton or Conley for Queen of South, the two of them have proved themselves. The two are all right. I think they're a bit more experienced.
At the moment, I believe Jerry and White as at the moment, because if they can win the day, it will make a vast difference. But if they didn't win a day, then you've got where do we go from here?
More on that later. The Aberdeen fans have worries of their own though, but they're backing their boss.
I think Patterson's beginning to get through to the players, especially the young boys. It's always difficult for him to try and get his way of playing, and he's taken over a team that's not exactly been on form, so it'll take a while for him to get there, but I think he'll do it.
We give Ebbie Scovdale a lot of time, so I think we can give Stevie Patterson enough time, same amount of time as well, so I think he can produce the goods for Aberdeen.
Too many individual performances, like not enough like team performances, so as long as the team as well stuck in it, should do okay.
Despite the presence of several Santas, the football itself didn't bring much pre-Christmas cheer, but that was no surprise given everything that was at stake and the dreadful winter weather. And Thistle might regard this match as the one that got away. Had Kenny Milne been cooler in front of goal, the Jags would have had a well-deserved lead. But when put clean through here, he couldn't keep his head. Make no mistake, what little football there was on offer, especially in the first half, was all produced by the home side, who looked clever going forward, but simply failed to take any of the chances they created. This move shows what Thistle can do, but they need an end product. And as so often happens, Partick were made to rue their misses when Aberdeen went in front just before half-time, thanks to Russell Anderson. Scott Morrison's pacey free kick was inch perfect for the captain to claim his third goal of the season. With a one-goal cushion for protection, Aberdeen set off in search of a second soon after the break to put Partick in further trouble. And it was almost provided by young Richard Foster after Lee Hines failed to keep his feet. But Kenny Arthur's crucial save simply led to the corner from which Aberdeen's next goal duly arrived. And Thistle had learned nothing from the first, as Russell Anderson once again timed a great run to perfection. From then on, and you can hardly blame them, Aberdeen sat back and protected their lead, but could have gone further ahead when Richard Foster was let in by Grant Murray. But the youngster couldn't find the finish he was looking for as Kenny Arthur dashed from his line. Thistle had loads of possession and applied plenty of pressure, but simply couldn't breach the Aberdeen defence. Derek Fleming's tidy free kick went close, but not close enough. The Jags tired towards the end, so hard had they tried to get back into the game, and Kenny Arthur recovered well after fumbling Chris Clark's shot, with Darren Mackey waiting to pounce on the mistake. Now, football can be a cruel game at times, as the Old Firm found out in Europe this week, and Aberdeen made Thistle's afternoon a thoroughly miserable one, with a well-worked third in injury time. Scott Booth set up Chris Clark to leave Thistle stranded at the bottom of the table, 9 points adrift of a resurgent Aberdeen.
Came into the game last week against Hibs, and a lot of people were, suggesting I've got 2 games, but I've been kind of under that pressure all season. I said I've got 6 games. I feel it can turn my season about. We've won the first 2, so I'm very happy with the way things are shaping up.
When do you think you'll be in a position to make an announcement about your new manager?
Hopefully as quickly as possible. The fans want to know, the shareholders want to know. We want to have a management team or a manager in place, hopefully for next week's game against Dundee United at Tannadice, and if that can be achieved, then that will be the case. If it takes a few more days to get the right man, then it'll take a few more days.
So, did that defeat cost Derek White and Jerry Britton the job at Firhill? Let's ask Derek White. He's on the gantry at East End Park. Were you told before the game, Derek, win it and it's yours?
No, we weren't told at all. We were just told to prepare the team as well as we could for the game on Saturday against Aberdeen, and whether win or lose the game, we weren't told if we were going to get the job. We'll just continue. We're doing the under-21s tomorrow at Pataudry, and we'll continue to do that until there's someone in place.
The game itself must have been frustrating, Derek, because certainly first half hour you were the better team and perhaps could have had a couple of goals.
We were well on top in the match. I think it was the first goal that was the winner yesterday. Unfortunately for us, Aberdeen did get it. But we were encouraged by the guys' performance. They gave everything in the match, and we did create enough chances. We just couldn't score that goal.
So what is the situation now for yourself and Jerry? Have you been given any indication at all as to when the decision will be made?
No, not at all. We just, again, we're doing the club a favour and helping out at the moment. The club comes first, and whether they think me and Jerry are the right guys to go ahead and take the team forward, then they'll decide that this week or maybe the following week. But at the moment we're quite happy to do that and give the opportunity to run the side as best as we can, and we're gaining great experience from it. We can't lose. I don't think we can lose in this situation, do we? Because we become players after if they bring someone else in. But we do want the job, and we feel that we'll get the right blend, Jerry and I, and the right mixture. We know the way we want to play the game, and hopefully we'll get the opportunity.
All right, Derek, thanks for that, and we'll look forward to hearing from you in the second half at East End Park, of course. But meantime, let's look back to the 3 remaining matches, of course, in yesterday's Bank of Scotland Premier League. Beginning at Tynecastle, Hearts against Kilmarnock yesterday.